चरण सरोज रज, निज मन मुकुर सुधारी। बरनौ रघुबर बिमल जसु, जो दायक फल चारि। बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके, सुमिरो पवन कुमार। बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि, हरहु कलेश विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर, जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर। रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा, अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी, कुमति निवारि सुमति के संगी। कंचन बरन बिराज सुबेसा, कानन कुंडल कुंचित केशा। हाथ वज्र औ ध्वजा बिराजे, कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन, तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर, राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया, राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा, बिकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे, रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाए सजीवन लखन जियाए, श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सब भाई। सहस बदन तुम्हरो जस गावे, अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित अहिसा। जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते, कबि कोबिद कहि सके कहते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा, राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा। तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। जुग सहस्त्र जो जन पर भानु, लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानु। प्रभु मुद्रिका वेली मुख माहि, जलदि लागी गए अचरज नाहि। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी शरणा, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज समारो आपे, तीनों लोक हाकते कापे। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों जुग प्रताप तुम्हारा, है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नव निधि के दाता, असबर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हरे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हरे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुबरपुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्त न धरहि, हनुमत से ही सर्व सुख करहि। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ करे कोई, छूटहि बद्धि महा सुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होए सिद्ध साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, की जय नाथ हृदय मह डेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरन, मंगल मूरति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसो सुर भूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो रे भाई सब संतन की जय। जय Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman. Let's just look at Hanuman Chalisa first. The first doha. Shri Guru Charana Saroj Raj, Nij Manu Mukar Sudhari, Barno Raghubar Bibala Jasu, Jodaya Ko Falchari. Now this one. Buddhiheen Tanu Jani Ke, Subiro Pavana Kumar, बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहे, हरहु कलेश विकार। कैसे सुमिरन करना है प्रभु का? बुद्धिहीन खुद को जान के। यस, दिस इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट। बुद्धिहीन तनु जान के सुमिरो पवन कुमार। Till we use our own intellect, our mind, whatever faculties we think are very intellectual, Lord is beyond our understanding. The same thing was discussed in Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran session yesterday, when Anshuman started talking to Kapil Dev, right? We are doing the story of Ganga Avtaran over there. And he said that comprehending and understanding you is not possible even for the greatest of sages, be it gods, the great humans, the so-called great humans, because we consider ourselves a very intelligent race, isn't it? Or the other creatures. So all these three have been put in the same category. So when we cannot understand Lord with our faculties, with the instruments we have, that is our sense organs, our karmendriya, our jnanendriyas, right? Then what are we supposed to do? Unless and until we are able to consider ourselves buddhiheen. Buddhiheen, without any buddhi, without any intellect, without any brain, without any mind, without any intelligence. We leave all that aside. Only then can we begin to actually feel the Lord. See, the Lord is an element of feeling. Unfortunately, we try to understand Him in the same way we understand the material world. ऐसा नहीं होता है. Material world is Maya. The Lord is beyond Maya. So to understand somebody who is beyond Maya, how can we use the equipments which are being useful in this material world? Now Arjun, till he was ranting and giving arguments after arguments, till he was using his own buddhi, the Lord remained quiet. Why go far? Even when it came to Draupadi, till she was pleading and begging for support and help all around her, be it her husband, be it Pitama, be it other people in the Sabha, till she was holding on to her cloth, isn't it? To her sari. The Lord did not come. Okay? Because she never called the Lord with all her heart. She thought that the people around or her own strong willpower or strength would be able to help her. But at the end, when she realized that nothing is working, what did she do? She raised both her hands. She left her sari. Dusashan was pulling it, right? She left her sari. And that is the time Sri Krishna appeared. He was always there. He is always there for all of us. The problem is, we do not reach out. And when we reach out, we have preconditions. We have preconceived notions. It is very difficult to empty ourselves, right? Nothing wrong in it. It is difficult to empty ourselves. The problem is, from the very beginning, after we took our first breath, there has been immense conditioning. So getting rid of that, unlearning what we have already learned is not easy. But that is the main task over here. We have to unlearn. We have to empty ourselves. We have to remember that I am buddhihin. And that is what the scriptures or any satsang or any sanghatan you are going to should do. The more you read, the more you should know that you know nothing. The more you attend, the more you should know that you are nothing. The more we are with people who talk about the Lord, the message should be driven in that we are nothing, we know nothing, and understanding the Lord is next to impossible. But don't get dejected over here. We can't understand Him, but we can love Him, we can feel Him. And when that happens, only then true knowledge will start pouring. The knowledge does not come from outside. We are all knowing. We are Satchidanand Swarup. That is what Sri Krishna is telling Arjun. Arjun is just our representative, right? The Lord is talking to Arjun, telling you, Are, have you forgotten your Satchidanand Swarup? That is what we did last week. Yes, verse number 2, chapter 2. Krishna is saying, you are Satchidanand Swarup. You have forgotten your true identity. And now, when it is the most crucial point, when you are just about to realize your true self, why are you giving up? All of us normally tend to give up when we are very close to our goals. That is the irony. And the Lord spoke up when Arjun became quiet. See, Arjun became quiet, he gave all his arguments, and he sat down. Chapter 1, first we described the strength of all the soldiers and all the senapatis and all the people participating in the battle of both sides. And then we started talking about Arjun's Vishad. And from verse 20 onwards, Geeta starts in chapter 1, literally. That also because the Lord told him there is no difference between them and you. Kauravas and Pandavas, both alike are yours. When did the Vishad start? The Vishad start when Sri Krishna, without opening his mouth, subtly indicated that there is no mine and thine. Everything is yours. Everything is one. किससे बादू बैर जगत में कोई नहीं पराया, हर मानव में प्रतिबिंब लेकर उसी भ्रम की छाया, उसी भ्रम की छाया. जब ये बात हमें भी बोली जाए तो एक बार क्लेश उत्पन्न होगा. We will have a lot of vishad and grief because now there is nobody to hate. कबीरदास भी बोलते ना, बुरा देखत मैं चला बुरा ना दिखया कोई, जब मन झाका आप ना मुझसे बुरा ना कोई. When I went around to see who is bad, I realized that there is nobody worse than what I am. The world is but your reflection. You are going to see in the world what you are. If you see bad in the world, you're bad. If you see good in everybody, good in every situation, you're good. So we hear the Lord says everything is Satchitanand Swarup. Arjun, you are also Satchitanand Swarup. Why does the Lord talk? In spite of Arjun's grief that we discussed in verse 1 of chapter 2, because although Sanjay thought that Arjun could not see because he was blinded with tears, he had almost given up. He was tired. He had given up on his arguments. He had given up on his strength. He had given up on his doubts. Now, he had blinded himself to the material world in a way and totally turned inwards. So although Sanjay and Dhritarashtra saw a defeated Arjun, the Arjun over here was not defeated. The situation was where Arjun had surrendered. He was willing to listen. Never talk in front of a person who is not willing to listen. The cup is always useful when it is empty, right? In a full cup, will you be able to pour anything for yourself? No. It becomes useless if you want to have a cup of coffee or chai or juice. If the glass or the cup is full, it is useless for you. Only when the glass is clean, it's washed, it is empty, can something be poured in it. Arjun became empty, and from the outside world, he looked defeated. But from the Lord's perspective, because he had not given up on the Lord, he was ready to be filled with the divine wisdom. Sankhya योग, right? विषाद भी एक योग है. विषाद उत्पन्न होना बहुत जरूरी है. Unless and until there is grief and doubt and some, unless and until there is a realization that I am not living a complete life. Will you strive to reach out to the Lord? Will you strive to get the real knowledge? Will you strive to understand what is Maya and what is not? What is real and what is not? What is transient and what is permanent? No, right? Ignorance is bliss. And when the bliss is taken away, then the agitation starts and one wants to reach out, one wants to know more. So Vishad is a yoga. After Vishad yoga comes Sankhya. And the Lord is saying, Arjun, in verse 2, in chapter 2, verse 2, that, what did he say? Kutastva kashbalabedam vishame samupasthitam anarya jushtama swargyam akirti karamarchuna. ये विषाद तुम में कहाँ से आया? Prabhu is astonished, huh? He made the human race with so much love, right? Humans. And it is said in our Shastras that, हमारे शास्त्र कहते हैं ना, कि the humans have been made in his own image, right? That is what we believe. And we have all the qualities of the Lord because he is the ocean and we are his drop. Right? So the Lord is amazed. This masterpiece of mine, what's wrong with it? Anybody would be, right? And he's reminding him, is it your journey is beyond, right? Anarya. It is not saintly. And then he says, Anarya Jushtam Aswargyam. You can't even leave the saintly nature which will help you reach Vaikuntha. You can't even reach the heavens, which are the lower terrains. And leave heaven alone. You'll get defame in this world. all three were mentioned by Sri Krishna. And he was amazed. He was astonished. He was shocked. My creation, my human. Even devas crave to become like us, because in this birth we have the ability to cross the ocean of mundane existence. Birth after birth after birth we suffer. अभी पता नहीं है ना, अभी हमें याद नहीं है, because we are born in the human yoni. And this Manushya yoni comes after 84 lakh, right? Janma. There are Janma. Yesterday I was reading about the scorpions. Ooh, it was like eerie. When the scorpion gives birth, its children actually settle on its back, all its children. And when they settle on its back, they start eating the mother scorpion. And they don't leave her. The mother scorpion, really is in a lot of pain. She wants to get away, but her babies are not leaving her and they're feeding on her. She's suffering immensely. Yet, her own children are feeding on her. And it does not take a matter of days, but it takes a very long time. It is a slow and painful death that the scorpion dies in the hands of his own children. Its own children. Just imagine the pain. That is one of the yoni. See, we have forgotten. Right now, if we tell you, please, this is your human birth, हीरा जन्म है बाबा, मत गवाओ इसको. समय नहीं है, हम बोलेंगे, राइट? समय नहीं है. हम गृहस्थ हैं, हमारे बच्चे हैं. There is so much. We have to socialize. We have to keep pace with what is happening all around us. We all want to do that, right? Fair enough. Abhi समय nahi hai. But then when we look out, especially when we are in India, when we look out, there are stray cows, stray dogs, stray cats, stray animals, which are just being rebuked and kicked from one place to another. Now they have a lot of samay. Once upon a time, they were also humans. But, ye हीरा जन्म गवाया, है ना? Just imagine, ye हीरा जन्म गवाया. They also wasted this human birth, and again in another yoni, they were born. Every scripture speaks of this. And if we do not want to accept it, it's our choice. Nobody can force us to. Even Sri Krishna here, till Arjuna was receptive, did not force. In fact, it is said, don't give the scriptures, don't give this divine knowledge to the people who do not want to listen to it or understand it, or the people who do not want to respect it. Don't, because it is wrong. Only when a person is willing to listen to this divine knowledge, willing to accept with an open mind, having buddhiheen, I am buddhiheen, मुझे नहीं पता, आप बता दो. Then only open your mouth and offer this knowledge. That is what the scriptures also say. Don't give me in the hands of a disbeliever. So when Arjuna is ready to accept the knowledge from Sri Krishna, when Arjuna is ready, he is empty, he is totally given up and surrender, that is where the Lord talks. If he would not have reached this phase, the Lord would not have opened his mouth. And then, in verse number 3, Sri Krishna goes on. Now Sri Krishna is not sugarcoating his words. The Lord is going to ruffle Arjuna out of his comfort zone. The words which are being uttered by Sri Krishna are harsh. He says, Klapyam Basmagama Partha Netattva Yupapatyate Shudram Hridaya Dorbalyam Tvaktvotishta Paradapa. He's saying, Where did this unmanliness, clap him, where did this unmanliness come in you? He's amazed again. Where did this unmanly tendency come in you, O Parth? Parth, he's referring to Parth because here he is reminding Parth of who his mother is. Parth's mother was Kunti, right? But before Kunti was adopted by her father, who was in Kunti Bhoj, her name was Pritha. And Pritha was actually the daughter of the great king Sura, the grandfather of Krishna. Pritha's elder brother Vasudev was Krishna's father. And when she was very young, Pritha was given in adoption to Kunti Bhoj, because Kunti Bhoj, the king of Kunti Bhoj, the cousin of Sur, was childless. And this beautiful, virtuous girl was willing to leave her own father to fill the emptiness of the home of her foster father. So Pritha actually says that she signifies the power of renunciation. Now Kunti Ma was not an ordinary lady. She was a divine lady. As a child, Pritha left her father's house to go to Kunti Bhoj to fulfill the vacuum over there. It was not easy. Willingly she did. Later on, she voluntarily suffered with Pandu in the jungles. She was able to summon the greatest of devas for her children, right? And when, later on we'll see, when Sri Krishna is leaving the battlefield, battle is done, he is leaving for his own kingdom after the Kurukshetra battle has taken place and everything is over. Pritha, the Kunti Ma, again says, please give me hurdles, because only when I have obstacles and hurdles, I remember you. Don't give me a very pleasurable life, because in pleasures, I'll forget you, my Lord. That is the truth, isn't it? When Lord gives us pleasures, He gives us everything on a golden plate, we tend to forget the Lord Himself. But when we have obstacles, when we are going through trouble, just imagine and just remember how intense our prayers become. So Kunti over here is not an ordinary lady. So now Arjuna is being reminded that you are the son of Kunti, you are the son of Pritha, you are Parth. And your behavior of unmanliness, this cowardly behavior, does not look good and does not actually reflect good on your own mother, Pritha, that brave Kunti. You are actually demeaning her name with you. And it is true, right? Many a times, and many a great people, be it recently there was a race about which a runner was about to win, where he stopped because the other runner did not realize that the finishing line, he had confused himself as to where the finishing line was. So he was winning, but he slowed down. But this other runner realized that he has slowed down, he does not know that the finishing line is ahead, and he would have naturally won. Now this other runner could have taken advantage of the situation and won, because he could have said he got confused and hence he lost. But he stopped and he pushed that other guy to show him that this is not the finishing line. The finishing line is way ahead. He let him finish first and then he finished second. So when they interviewed him and they asked, tell me, you could have won. Why did you do this? He said, firstly, he was naturally winning. He was naturally better than me. He just got confused. So it was not reflecting on his talent. And hence, Firstly, it was human of me to tell him that no, the finish line has not come. The win was rightfully his. And if I had not done what I did, if I had not stopped to show him that that is the finish line, not this, what would my mother have said? What would my mother have said? My mother would have actually rebuked me. She would have said, my God, what did you do? This is what I taught you? मैंने तुझे यही संस्कार दिए, पूरी जिंदगी लगा दी, और ये संस्कार है तेरे. It is the biggest setback for a mother. A mother devotes her entire life filling the child with sanskar. If a mother is not doing it, she is not doing her duty. And what are sanskars? Sanskars are not how to excel in the material world, but how to excel in the spiritual world. How to excel at battle and how to be a good human being. The true duty of a mother is to teach her children how to become humans. Our Vedas shout, Manurbhav, 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 Are Manushya, Tu Manushya Banja, Are Manushya, Tu Manushya Banja. Just because we have the body of a human, that does not make us a human. मनुष्य बनना बहुत मुश्किल है, पर असंभव नहीं. And this is in the hands of the mother. So over here, Shri Krishna is saying, where did you get this unmanliness in you? Manliness, don't say women and man, ye sab chhodiye. Unhumanness in you. Where did you lose your willpower, O son of Pritha, Partha? And the other meaning of Parth is, again, the one whose aim never gets missed. Who can aim. That is the other meaning of Partha. So he's reminding him, what is your mother going to say, Parth? When she sent you into the battlefield, you and your brothers, she was very clear that you have to fight the battle, you have to win and come. Don't sway from the goal. And now, when you are doing such a thing, is it right? So, klebhyam vasmagamaha partha netattva yupapadyate. Over here, Krishna is again telling him, this does not look good on a person like you. Just imagine. Uchit nahi hai. Uchit nahi hai. This unmanliness is not right for the son of Kunti. And Shudra Bhridre Dorbalyam Taktvo Tishta Paratapa. And this Shudra Hide, this weakness, weak-mindedness, Shudra Bhridaya Dorbalyam, this weak-mindedness, this lower tendency which has come into you is not fit for winning this battle. It is not right. You are a warrior. How can you give up your shastras? And that also when it is the most important moment. We all have a role to play in life. We all currently are playing a role. Our scriptures don't expect us to run away. We cannot run away. Kitna bhagenge? We'll say, okay, this situation is not good. It is not conducive for me. We'll go elsewhere. Again, it will follow us, right? That situation will also not be conducive. Then we'll run again. Kitna bhagenge? Situation is a situation. You're not supposed to run away from a situation. Face it. Face it. Okay, the Lord has put me in the situation, right? This is my dharma. Now, he is a Kshatriya, his dharma is to fight. And again, Shri Krishna is going to tell him it is a dharma yudh. You cannot behave like a coward and run away saying that I'm not going to fight this battle. This is not right. We cannot just run away from situations. It is for us to be in a situation, be calm, composed, analyze the situation, and fight through it. Unfortunately, this is what is happening, and this is what we are teaching the younger generation. It is called escapism. Escape is the tendency to just escape a situation and not face it. If it's too difficult, you can't handle it, you get stressed, just run away. Don't address it. And we overshadow the generation so much, we pamper the young generation so much that they do not know how to handle situations. They think if the situation is not conducive to me, it is not in my favor, I will escape. वो सही है क्या? See, the situation does not make you. In any situation, we have a choice, right? We have a choice to decide what we want to do. We have a choice to remain calm. Now over here, Krishna is saying, what weak-mindedness are you nurturing over here, O son of Pritha, the divine lady? You are not behaving like a human. You have given up your manliness. And that too, at such an important moment. This does not seem right. This is not right. Get up. Get up, he says. Get up and fight. Get up and fight. Don't keep sitting. And he is addressing all of us today. Get up. Don't get dejected. Don't get dejected because of the situation we are all in. Get up and act. Act. Act with maturity. Act with reasoning. Depression and this weakness, it's very easy. But courage is where you accept the situation and find a solution without being swayed. And this happens to everybody. Be it a grihast, be it a brahmachari, be it a sannyasi, be it a spiritual seeker, be it an athlete, be it a student, be it a corporate person. There will be times when we will be faced with situations which are not in our favor. But we cannot and should not run away from the situations. Instead, we should face them. We should face the situation and see what best can. Lord is telling us the situations could be in your favor or against you. You have to remain equipoised. You have to remain composed. You have to make a reasonable choice. And you have to find a solution. Running away, giving up is never an option. And as we said, it is true for everybody. Right? Be it an athlete, be it any person. At the peak of his achievements, whenever he has reached the peak, there will be a time when he will feel that it is not achievable. He will feel the situation is not in my favor. It is only the people who brave and in spite of the situation being against them, still keep walking, are the ones who reach their goal. And that is the same. Over here, for a spiritual seeker also, the journey is never easy. There'll be a lot of hurdles. There'll be a lot of temptations. There will be a lot of easy ways to stray. But the Lord is saying, it is not right to just give up and wait for the situation to pass. It might not pass. It cannot pass. And jumping from one place to another to get something in our favor is not right. Hence, let everything around us be the way it is. How best can we act in this situation is the real challenge. And this is the beauty. The Lord will not talk. So far, if the Lord would have said, this is the situation and you have to act, Arjun would not have listened because he was not in that state of mind. But now when the Lord is saying, this is the situation, you have to get up and fight. You cannot go and run away right now. Arjun is willing to listen. He will continue to argue. But he will say yes. Somewhere in his heart he knows that what the Lord is saying is right. What Sri Krishna is saying is right. That I have to fight. This is my dharma. एक तो सद्धर्म होता है. सद्धर्म is we are in our Satchitanand Swarup. And एक धर्म है as to where we are placed. You could be a mother, you could be a father, you could be a child who is studying. Whatever is your dharma at that moment, you cannot abandon that dharma. See, our scriptures never ask us to abandon the material world. Time and again, they tell us, build a strong spiritual base and then build your material world around it. According to that spiritual base, live in the material world. कहाँ भाग के जाओगे भाई? Is it very brave to just abandon your family and go away to the jungles? Or is it very brave to just abandon your job and not do anything? No. If you're working, you have to work. कर्म करो. कर्म तो करना ही है ना. And then you have to be very careful how you are earning and where you are using your earnings. That will come later on in Geeta. But to be in a state of inertia is not recommended. Over here, Arjun is suddenly in a state of inertia. Many a times a sadhak reaches a state where he does not want any material glory, but he does not want the Lord also. He has just given up. He's lying in a state of inertia, and inertia is not good. You have to keep rolling. You have to keep rolling. A rolling stone does not gather any moss. Otherwise, it becomes all green and filthy. But the way you are rolling is going to be different, right? Instead of rolling for yourself, which is what Sri Krishna is going to advocate later, in spite of fighting for yourself, instead of working towards your own ulterior motives, for your own selfish benefit, start working for a greater good. Start working for other people. Start working for the world and the universe. Start contributing to the society. But work. Don't stop working. Don't stop moving. Don't be in a state of inertia where nothing matters. Actually, nothing matters. But that does not mean you stop doing the role you have been assigned to do. We have been put in a situation, in a place, in a household, in a particular country, in a particular city, in a particular circle for a reason. How do you find that reason? When you silence the outer noise, when you blur your vision towards the outer world, look deep down and ask Sri Krishna कि भाई बता दो मुझे क्या करना है. मुझे नहीं पता. बुद्धिहीन तनु जान के सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहे हरहु कलेश विकार. बल बुद्धि विद्या दे. अगर अर्जुन भी तो यही कर रहे हैं. बुद्धिहीन तनु जान के, आई एम बुद्धिहीन, मुझे कुछ नहीं समझ आ रहा. सुमिरो पवन कुमार, अरे प्लीज कृष्णा मुझे कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा अब तो. बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहे. नाउ आई एम गोइंग टू वॉक in the way you make me walk. I am a puppet in your hand. I am a flute in your hand. अब ये कलेश विकार हरो. तुम ही बता दो प्रभु अब क्या करना है. And then Krishna started talking. He's saying, I'm amazed. Now he's not sugarcoating any words. He's saying, don't run away from the situation. How many of us actually have the capacity to hold on when the situation is not in our favor? And hold on in a dignified manner, in an equipoised manner. But Shri Krishna is saying that is what you have to do. And this verse is not only for Arjuna. We all are but parts. We all have this capacity and capability. We all are answerable to the Supreme Mother. We all are but the edge of the Lord. The only problem is we have forgotten. And over here, the Lord is reminding Arjun, reminding us, अरे भाई तुम वो नहीं हो जो तुम अपने आप को समझते हो. You are beyond. You don't even know your potential. You do not even know your dharma. You do not even know your capacity. That is what Sri Arjun is saying. Sri Krishna is saying to Sri Arjun. Let's think over this. We'll revisit the 3 verses in our next session before we move on. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman, Jai Hanuman. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. He Nath नारायण वासुदेव. राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की. राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की. राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की. बोलो बजरंग बली की जय. जय श्री राम, जय श्री कृष्ण, जय हनुमान, जय हनुमान.